BPod Studios.
Get ready. It's time now for Zolak and Bertrand. Brought to you by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
So I know the Chargers are dropped against Milan Lucic. I'm going to assume that doesn't change anything with the team, though.
I'm going to guess not.
I'm going to guess that he's still not coming back, and that's over, and he's gone, and he's not going to be a Bruin again. But if you heard the headlines, the charges against him were dropped this morning when his wife refused to testify in the case, and because she did not testify, the burden of evidence was not going to be met. And the charges had to be dropped.
Bruins might need him. 1-3-1 here on this little homestand, this little rut they're in. No, I'm kidding.
They need a Lucic-esque player. They do not need Milan Lucic.
Right. And I think you're opening up a whole nother can. You got trouble with what's the name of the kid that they brought in? It didn't work out.
Mitch
obviously.
Miller?
Yeah, Mitch Miller. It's bad. It's bad PR. It's bad PR.
Well, the Mitch Miller, I don't compare the two.
I'm not comparing the two. It's completely different, right? Mitch Miller was very, very extremely offensive as to what happened there.
But they also knew the situation before they signed him. With Milan Lucic, this happened after he was here.
It's kind of a situation, though, prior to it, though, with other incidents, right, with him. I mean,
right.
A little bit of a history there. And she didn't want to go forward with the charges here. So it's a case that prosecutor couldn't win, and charges drop.
So that is no longer a legal battle for Milan Lucic. That part is out of the way. You also heard in the headlines, it's NBA All-Star Weekend that is set to begin. Are you into it because of the Celtics' presence there?
I'm into for that purpose, just because it's a big game for them, and Jaylen Brown being in the dunk contest. Like, you're getting superstars back again in the dunk contest, where it was always sort of guys you never really heard of, but
I think
could
the
jump out of
last
the gym.
Dunk contest I watched was the one with Blake Griffin jumping over the
the car.
Did he jumping over the headlights?
Did he really? Yeah, he really just jumped over the fender, the front fender of a very minute car.
If you looked at it from the right angle, it looked like he went right over top of the car.
I'm pretty sure that's the last one I watched.
Ryan, I could go outside.
How long ago was that?
I could go outside, and you could sit out there with your iPhone and take pictures of me when cars come by.
Yep.
And I could jump, and I'll be jumping over SUVs and trucks, and I have no leaping ability whatsoever. But if you lay down on the ground and get that right angle, sky right over.
2011.
Tyler could jump over.
13 years ago, he jumped over the car. 13 years ago. So it has been 13 years since I watched the event.
When I was young, Spud Webb pumping up the Reeboks. That was fun.
It has been 17 years since the Celtic was in it, when Gerald Green was in it.
He was good.
Right?
Yep. Yeah. I remember that. That's a good one, Beetle.
So I'm interested because Jaylen Brown is in it.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
You know how you fix these things? You should only have people who are in the game.
Oh,
yes.
That's a much better way of dealing with it.
Yes.
It's the way it used to work.
Yeah.
Like the 3-point shot contest. Guys in the game. Larry Bird walking in. Who's going to take second?
A guy from I know he won it last year, but it's this guy from the G League.
What's his name?
Mac McClung.
McClung. It's kind of a funny name.
Plays for the Osceola Magic.
It reminds me of like McLovin. McClung.
Yeah.
McLaughlin. Mac McClung is his name, right?
McLaughlin.
So sure. Mac McClung, G-Leaguer. What are we doing here? You don't get to participate. You know, like
he won it last year.
I'm defending champ
at
out
least
of the
be
G-League.
in the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least be an NBA
NBA
player.
All-Star.
Don't need the 3-on-3. Yeah.
It's like, we're going to have a trick shot competition, and we're welcoming in all the and one guys.
And
well,
one.
wait a second. Wait. This is the NBA All-Star game. You have to be in the NBA. You should have to be an all-star to participate in this thing. But you're right, so you put the right people in it, and you make it an event again. And I give Jaylen Brown a lot of credit for doing this thing.
The right people don't want to be in it.
But he does.
And great. I'm
Which
glad
is awesome.
I'm glad he's in it too. But That's the problem that the league has with it is the right people don't want to be in this thing. They haven't for 20 years.
Matt McClung.
Matt McClung can get up.
I know he can.
Sadly, we can. What up?
Matt
It makes you wonder what he's doing in the
He
G
looks like
League.
he's like an Indiana Hoosier. Like, I mean, what
is he, 12?
This guy's participating in the dunk contest? You know?
Oh, my God.
It's Mac McClung, Jaylen Brown, Jaime Jaquez Jr.
He's like
Jaylen Brown's not going to beat
Jacob
him.
Toppin.
You know,
McClung looks like Scott Skiles back in the day.
Yeah.
this is like the dorky guy who comes off the bench and shoots some threes in the NCAA tournament.
Everybody
All of a
stands
sudden,
up cheering. He got in at the end of the game.
now in
He
the
should be
dunk
playing for
contest.
Valparaiso.
Right.
Walk on. Walk on. Oh, my God, this dude's got some ups.
Team manager turned player, right? That's who this guy is. Matt McClung. Who wants to watch this guy? I want to watch Jaylen Brown. I hope Jaylen Brown beats the pants off him. That's what I'm hoping for.
Ooh.
That's what I want to see.
Jaylen Brown, he needs the power one. He needs the forceful ones.
Yeah.
Like, this dude's going to be real eccentric and float and do the whirly bird, the dipsy do. Brown just needs to break the freaking backboard, snap that thing.
I think a few weeks back when he announced this, someone was talking on one of the shows locally about, like, should there be any concern that he's going to hurt himself?
Has anybody ever been injured during the
No,
dunk contest?
and I said the only thing I'm thinking to myself as I watched, I'm like, the only injury I'd worry about with Jaylen Brown is his wrist hits the rim too hard.
Yeah.
Because
I've done that.
he'll have some awesome dunk that will be forceful, and I'd be worried about him slapping his wrist on the rim. That's it.
I did
I'm not worried about him getting hurt.
I did it in high school. I did it in high school when we because my age back in the early 80s, we went from the hard rims to the snapbacks. The snapbacks were like brand new, so they installed them in all the schools, and the one we had was not broken in yet. So I had that cup dunk, where you cup it, you jam it in, and almost broke my wrist on it. I was in pain for about a month. Yep, stupid.
Of course,
back when I could get up.
Bring up Jaylen Brown and the dunk contest, and someone's ready to rip him for some reason. What's the problem, Daniel in Burlington? What's the matter?
Okay, so let's go back 2 days. So Jaylen Brown, right shoulder contusion, out, and now he's doing the dunk contest. This is so Jaylen Brown. This is so Celtics. Won't post for a game, but yeah, I'm going to go in the dunk contest. Loser.
Do you think he actually has a shoulder injury? No, it's the NBA.
Scheduled.
You got to schedule your time off, and you have to come up with a bunch of phony injuries to do it.
If you really want to bitch, go
He's
back
fine.
to the Kyrie Irving days here where he was training to get ready for the All-Star game and he wasn't playing for your basketball team.
Right.
Because that was more
How about
important to
Kemba
him.
Walker in the All-Star game? Wasn't that an issue, too? Did
Yeah,
Kemba have a knee thing?
Another knee.
And he went into the All-Star
Yep,
game?
yep.
That was stupid. Those were real injuries that required rest. Whatever the shoulder thing is, it's fine.
Right.
It's fine. He's totally fine.
Yeah, one guy had a disc sewn into his knee.
I'm sorry,
because
what? He sewed his what into his
a
knee?
disc.
Oh.
One of those round discs, remember? And then the screws became infected with Kyrie, and they had to redo the surgery. Ugh. That was a
I mean, that sounds like a complicated surgery.
Rather unnecessary, too.
Right?
It's a new prolotherapy. You get it in there.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Shot in the knee.
Oh, great job by Fowler pulling up the D. Brown, Sean Kemp dunk contest days. Man, the dunks have come a long way.
Was it D. Brown pumping up?
Yeah.
I thought it was Spud that did that.
With the pumps.
No, that was D. Brown with the Reebok. Okay.
Pumped him up. D. Brown did that.
Who's the one that blew out the birthday candle? I remember that one.
Your mom.
That one. I remember Cedric Ceballos
What
did
is your problem?
the blind. He did the first blindfold.
That was aggressive, dude. Gerald Green blew out the candle. That was him. That just went under the radar. A little bit
No,
under
it didn't.
The radar. Well, I mean, for you it didn't.
Not to me.
Hey, it's Friday. Anything goes, right? Anything goes.
Friday.
I think it's wonderful that he's doing the dunk contest. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, it makes me want to look in.
Yeah.
Look in. Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
What time's that on?
On a weekend, I would usually not watch any of it. But now you've got me interested.
Got to see the glass court they're playing on too.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's like all LEDs. The whole thing's going to be like lighting up, changing colors.
It works so well during the in-season tournament with all the painted courts. I hope nobody gets hurt.
No, this one they
tested it.
I saw the interview with some German guy who developed this. It's actually stickier than a regular floor. They should get better,
more blown out knees,
better traction. He said than a regular NBA court.
All right,
let's get them used to playing half a season.
This is
on
just
a normal court. Then we're going to get a more traction court for them to play.
This is just for the skills, though. They're not using this for the game.
Oh, okay.
617-779-0985 is the phone number. Let's check in on Red Sox spring training.
Hey, T-Bone
like a
retweeted
good
a
time to do
video.
it.
There's a video of Bobby Dahlbeck taking batting practice. I guess there were some issues.
We can do that, and we'll get back into some Patriots draft items as well. And ask Zoe if he would like to trade with the Falcons for the 8th overall pick. That's all coming up this hour on Zolak and Bertrand.
I'm interested.
On a Finish Strong Friday, presented by 128 Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, the company that finishes every job strong. Ryan wanted us to tell you there are amazing tax credits that are available right now. If you add a heat pump to your home or install a heat pump water heater, there's a federal tax credit of up to 30% off the total cost of the job. Not only will you save money over the years with your new system, you'll also get a great federal tax credit. So call 128's HVAC experts today. They can tell you all about it. That's 888-CALL-128 or go to call128.com. Happy Heat Pump Finish Strong Friday. Go nowhere.
Radio. Zolak and Bertrand.
It's low risk versus high reward.
The Sports Hub.
I sometimes feel like I'm covering the Royals. It feels like it's like Royals spring training, and it's an irrelevant team, and the players aren't so much looking around like, what's going on? Why doesn't anyone believe in us? It's more just like very relaxed. It's almost like they're still on their college teams or something, and a lot of these guys are that young. Other than Trevor Story, I don't feel like there's really anyone down here who is of that old school Red Sox mentality of we're going to go out and show them, we're going to prove the doubters wrong, we're going to win it all. I don't get that at all. It's almost as lethargic as we are watching it.
You mentioned Trevor Story. Is he good enough to do anything for this team to help them raise the bar?
I don't know, but he's at least trying, Trenny. I'm going to give him credit. We've been killing these guys for a year. I am going to give Trevor Story credit for giving a bleep. He's the one guy who does. Today, he's sitting down talking to Bobby Dahlbeck in the clubhouse for a half hour. Dahlbeck looks unhappy already. He's the one guy saying we can do it. He's the guy organizing players to come out to Texas to work on the infield drills and all of that kind of stuff. So Trevor Story cares, and I'm going to give him credit for that because I don't know how many other guys do.
Kind of buzz. Let me be your ruler. You can call me Queen Bee, and baby I'll rule.
Sounds like a great camp they got there.
Let me live that fantasy.
It's February 16th, and the team's already dead. They've already got a dead vibe to the Milliken.
I see the stuff Tomase does at night. You know,
Yeah.
he's doing it from JetBlue Park, and then you have some of the videos, and it's just in the background shots. It looks like nobody's there. Normally, you could see reporters or guys leaning on fences, you know what I'm saying, or just sitting in a chair next to the fence, and you're behind there watching, but you don't see anybody there. Milliken, what do you got on this as far as coverage?
It feels like the Royals, he said. The Royals.
Yeah, next week's vacation week, as they've been saying, so maybe it'll start to look like more people are showing up. In terms of it, everyone not really caring, I think this is where you miss someone like Justin Turner, who came in last year and kind of set the tone. But they're all talking about now switching the culture again. It's the second year you said a lot of this stuff. And I give credit, to Trevor Story for stepping up and trying to be that guy. I will say on the pitching front, the message of camp is to be more competitive. They are a week ahead of schedule than they usually are. They're already all throwing live BPs, the rotation. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking for a positive out of it all, I guess that's it. Beyond that, yeah, Kenley Jansen's quote, are we a playoff team? I don't know, maybe. That's kind of where they're at. And we know damn well Kenley Jansen complained as loud as anyone last year about the deadline and about them not trying to win.
I don't know how you answer it any differently than what he did there.
It's just
you're still
that's
a player.
the vibe.
You can't say no, we're not, but you also know we haven't done anything, so you kind of middle it. I don't have a problem with him middling it. I don't know.
And he's in trade rumors to go along with it.
Right.
The front office has taken the wind out of the sails at the deadline in recent years. This year, they're taking the wind out of the sails from the very beginning.
Getting ahead of it.
They're taking the sails down. They're burning.
Don't even put them up.
If you lower expectations that far, you can only meet them, right?
Yeah,
I
like
guess.
Breslow's commentary the other day. It was startling.
What a terrible environment that must be. What a terrible place to have to go to work every day.
Oh, it's 80 and sunny. I mean, you get a good tan. I'm sure.
Yeah, but
Costas
it's 80 and
likes it. He
sunny at
gets to
29
lay out.
other teams' facilities, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Bobby Dahlbeck, by the way, taking reps with the outfielders today.
Joy.
T-Bone, what was it?
Looks unhappy already.
T-Bone, what was the thing you tweeted about Dahlbeck was taking batting practice? You said it looks everything looked like it's fouled off down the first baseline.
Yeah, it just looked like everything was foul.
Everybody's miserable, and we're just going to lose.
Dahlbeck should be happy. He has the best chance to make the team he's had in quite some
That's a
time
good
this year.
point.
It's a good shot.
Like,
I watched him take batting practice in Worcester. He was ripping it.
Everybody who goes to work somewhere every day, you probably have some sort of competitors out there, and you think to yourself, you're either on the right side of things, and you say, I'm glad to work where I'm at, or you work in one of these miserable environments where you're just getting your ass handed to you by somebody else. And they're on the side where they're just going to get their ass handed to them every day for the next 6 months. That sucks.
Work taking it. Just take it for change every day.
Thank
you, sir. May I have another? Thank you, sir. May I have another?
No, but the worst part is when your boss has zero expectation of you doing anything.
Yeah, that's when the reality says in, where they don't make it appetizing for you to come in and say, I want to compete for this or I could get this. Yeah. They sort of, like you said, take the wind out of the sails.
Yeah, when your boss stops yelling at you, then you've got a problem.
Parcells said that to me one time.
What'd he say?
He goes, I know I ride your ass a lot. I said, yeah, and sometimes it bugs the hell out of me. He goes, it's when I stop talking about you is when you start to worry. That means, that means you ain't on the effing radar. Okay?
Pack your bags.
You're on my radar. He goes, when you're not on the effing radar, you're on your way out.
Right.
Yeah. He goes, just look around. I go, yeah, you're right. He goes, that guy be gone. That guy ever say anything about him? I talked to him? Nope. Yeah, he's out of here. You're still here. Yeah.
That's going to be tough. And I bet it's tough for someone like Jansen, who's dealing with the trade rumor stuff.
Oh, that sucks.
And he's competitive, and he's been upset with the team. And now
but he knows
I honestly feel like the injuries he's got going on right now are like a big FU to them. Like, oh, sorry, guess you can't trade me. Although, if I were him, I'd want to get out of here.
See, if you're a closer, it makes sense to go and play for a better team because otherwise your job is meaningless. Like, he's going to be closing for a team that's not going to win 80 games.
Conspiracy theory. His agent can talk to other teams and be like, no, he's good. He's good. You didn't hear from me.
Just don't risk injury. Don't risk blowing your elbow out.
But he's good, and if you trade for him, you're getting the guy. Whereas if he's pitching for Boston, he is not going to strain himself out of the gate here. He's going to just do what he needs to do to be in shape for the season. That's it.
And he's a guy with only so many bullets. We saw that last year.
He's an older pitcher, right?
Sure.
But he's older. How old is he?
35 now.
Yeah, okay. He's taking care of himself. I don't hate that. When you get to that age and you're a pitcher, exactly. That's a good way to put it. What'd you say? He's good.
Saving bullets. He's
Right.
36, by the way.
36, yeah.
Like, save your arm, get your rest in, get all your work in to be physically ready to do the season, but don't strain yourself. Put yourself in a position to be pitching for a contender.
Him and Chris Martin, they were both signed so that you would be competing. That's what these, last year and this upcoming year were supposed to be. That's why they got the 2-year deals in the first place. Now there's no point of having them. They're having a trade deadline before the season starts. It's like, okay, we're listening on Chris Martin. we're listening on Kenley Jansen. That's where you are. We're already planning. Even Jaron Duran, one of your young core pieces, he's in trade rumors right now.
It's
Liars,
a Valentine's Day fire sale.
Liars.
I mean, what the hell is that?
You're lying.
President's Day sales event.
What is it for? Wait, what is it for Jansen? General's lat soreness?
Correct.
What a phony baloney injury that is. I have general lat soreness, and therefore I'm going to take it easy while you find out a place for me to go next where I can give it my all, because it won't be here. You're not giving your all, and I'm going to try and get to a contender.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to push my price down so that one of those contending teams goes all in on the deal.
And that contending team could be the Phillies, who also are going to go take Jordan Montgomery. So you're not willing to eat any of Kenley Jansen's money to get a better prospect. Oh, maybe you're holding out hope they're going to go get Jordan Montgomery. No, he'd prefer to go to the Phillies on a 1 or 2 year deal because your team isn't competitive.
Because he wants to go to a winner. that was his way of, that is going to be his way of dealing with not having a strong market, the market that he wanted to see develop. Montgomery will take a shorter-term deal, another prove-it deal for him. But why would you want to prove it pitching for the Red Sox? Why would you want to do that? You want to go to a winner. You want to be pitching in the most important games of the year. You want to prove yourself that way.
Yeah.
You want run support. You want to stack wins.
You go back a year ago and you had those signings, right? Like of Martin, Jansen, Yoshida, something to get slightly excited about, Turner to dream on. Now this year, outside of Von Grissom, right, you got Tyler O'Neill. Okay, well, he's going to be a free agent next year, so you're probably going to trade him at the deadline, right? Lucas Giolito has a player option and an opt-out. If he has a good year, he's definitely opting out. Another guy you're probably going to move at the deadline. So even the new names that you kind of want to connect with, it's hard to envision them being on the team if they're even decent.
Yeah,
but the young guys are coming.
Yeah, no, they're all the cavalry is on the way.
In AA.
Ta-da.
Ta-da!
You take a run up to Portland this summer. Go catch a couple of games.
McCarthy said it best. Go to games on the road.
Yeah.
Go see a game in Pittsburgh, game in Baltimore.
Yeah. Got a great board here, Zoe.
What we got?
NBA expansion. Red Sox not signing anyone. Jaylen Brown in the dunk contest. And I think maybe, I don't know what this last one is, but we have a couple open lines. You want to grab one?
And you mentioned the Atlanta trade scenario.
I did. We're going to get to that as well.
Okay.
So we'll do all that with your calls next.
Sports Hub. In the middle of your day, they're in the middle of Boston sports. Zolak and Bertrand on the Sports Hub.
Terry, you've been part of the process of building this roster for the past few years, and there is no denying there is a tremendous amount of talent on both sides of the ball. I mean, you went big on defensive free agency last year. You've drafted big at the skill positions on offense, but the big question is the quarterback. I mean, I've been told by people in your organization, you guys plan to be very aggressive to get the quarterback that you need. What does that mean? Does that mean trading up? Does that mean going into free agency? What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, we won't close any doors, Steve. You're right. That's the top priority for us this offseason, and it's exciting. Again, not only people that have been in the building, but people outside the building, from Raheem and Zach, TJ Yates, Ken Zampese, DJ Williams. We have a lot of really smart people in the building. We're going to spend a lot of time together, make sure we attack that the right way. We're not going to close any doors, be it trades, free agency, the draft. We'll make sure we keep an open mind there, and we're going to attack it and make sure we get it right.
Falcons GM Terry Fontenot on NFL Network saying they will not close any doors. They have the 8th overall pick. They're going to aggressively pursue a quarterback. Does that make them a trade partner with the Patriots? Yes.
Yeah, 100%. 100% more, because you're not going to have to really get up to 2 or 1. Because I think the Bears are set. They're going to take Caleb Williams. Then the debate comes, who's 2, who's 3. So you shoot for 3 because you have to give up less to get the 3. I would say the Patriots would be circled as the target. Because I think you know the league. Fontenot knows the league. Talks about smart people in the building. You got to study the teams in front of you as to what their needs are. And try and pretend, not only are you doing your draft board during the draft, you've got a million people in your building doing other people's draft boards. So you've got to get ready for different scenarios as they play out. So you actually practice the draft throughout the course of the weeks leading up to it. And then you get through the personal workouts, the pro days, guys fly up the board. When's the run going to start on the quarterbacks? Can we wait around till 8? No, you're going to probably have to get the 3. What are we going to have to give it up to get the 3? New England's not going to take a quarterback because they don't have anybody to protect it. They don't have anybody to throw to. They don't have anybody to hand it to. They're in an awful place on offense to where they would kill the kid.
You also want to know how many other teams might be looking to move up to that spot.
Bingo.
Because if you're
Tennessee,
if you're the Patriots,
Minnesota, Tennessee,
and you can start a bidding war for that spot, price goes sky high.
Call Minnesota.
What did we talk about yesterday? Minnesota's 11.
You're looking at a Trey Lance kind of deal, right?
Yeah, 3-1s. I'm telling you, we would jump all over it.
So Arizona,
if you're telling
Chargers, no. Giants,
you're telling Matt Grove,
Tennessee, Atlanta,
all of them. All of them are in play.
Bears will already have their guy by the time their second pick rolls around.
So you're telling me Matt Groh, Elliott Wolf, the way they were brought up through this system, the Belichick way of doing things, even though they're going to do things their way, they know in the back of their mind, we can't pass up. We can't pass up 3 number 1s. I'm getting ready for it.
All
How about the Jets?
Because I'm
Sitting
telling
number
you,
10.
it's going to be Jaden Daniels going too. We're going to fall in love with him. You're not going to get him, and there's going to be Drake May sitting there.
See, that's my nightmare scenario.
Just let the phone start ringing. We'll take all calls.
Is the Patriots just sit at 3 and take whoever's left? I don't want that.
Don't do it.
It's like if you
Mac
believe
Jones
in
it
one
again.
of the guys, then
How
go
will we
get
know?
him.
How will we know who they believe in? How will we know? What
You will know if they trade out Mays sitting there. They would love Daniels.
On draft night, they will say, well, "This is the guy we wanted all along."
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
And that will 66% of that will be completely BS.
The only way you know is if they trade out and it's May sitting there, because that means they fell in love with Daniels at 80.
Okay, but that means if they trade out when they're on the clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's different.
For draft day.
I would feel
all these teams are going to hang on until draft day.
I would feel better about it. Well, but as we talked about yesterday, a team like Minnesota is going to want to have some clarity around the time of free agency.
Because you got
and
Kirk
maybe they're
Cousins,
willing to
good
pay
point.
a premium to get that third pick. But I'm
Different
telling you this, I'd feel better if they let the second overall pick happen and then they trade out, because that means that they sat there, waited to see who was picked, didn't like who the third guy left was, and they got out. That would make me feel like they did it with a real purpose. And they did it because they had identified their quarterback and he wasn't available, so they moved out. That would make me feel better. If they trade it before draft night, I don't know how I'm going to feel good about that. I don't know.
Well, at least they figured it out by then, and it means they have some direction instead of it's going to be a crapshoot for that 15 minutes on the clock.
Yeah. Let's grab some of your calls. Al's in Plymouth on Jaylen Brown. Hi, Al.
How you doing, sir?
Hi.
Good.
Good, thank you. Good. I'm calling down.
Okay, we're going to have to put you on hold because
I'm gonna go back to
that
that real
sounds
quick.
like 4 phone calls.
I want to go back to that trade scenario. Like, if I would rather know now that they would trade out of the pick to get prepared for it, to know you could get anxious because you got these 3 picks and you got 2 more number ones there sitting there right now, as opposed to the shock and awe of draft day at Patriots on the clock have traded
you
the pick.
line up the trade with the team. You say, listen, if we trade out of 3, these are the parameters. You have it all ready to go. You just have to basically hit the button.
I don't want to hear it on draft night, though.
Why?
That's pulling the rug out from under you.
No, it isn't.
Fans think they're picking at 3.
No, you should never assume
I'd
that.
rather they disappoint the fans on draft night in that direction than have to watch
than
a
in March.
bad quarterback for 4 years.
Al's in Revere. Al.
Hello.
Hi, Al. Go ahead.
Hi. About the NBA expansion,
Yeah.
I think it should be in Vegas. And you also mentioned Kansas City yesterday, Bertrand.
Yep.
Kansas City did have a team in the 60s and 70s. You guys never seen them play because you guys are too young, not like us Fogey Bogies, old Fogey Bogies.
So they should get a team again.
Yeah.
Don't you think so?
Yes.
It's been enough years.
You remember what Kansas City was called?
No.
Or do you know?
No.
Kansas City Omaha Kings.
Kansas City Kings. Bring them back. We're going to have to give them a new name. I mean, they already have a Kings in the NBA, but.
Yeah. What? No. I mean, they have a building there, too. They have a nice building. Use it for a lot of events. I think it's called T-Mobile. Well, it's called something else. Man, it looks like it's like a round spaceship. It's a pretty good-looking building.
KC. Give them a building.
Yeah.
Give them a team. They got the building.
Just do it.
Tom and Quincy. Hey, Tom.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, I have a question about this whole mindset of the Boston Red Sox nowadays, which is simply makes me want to throw up on a daily basis. But where they've done absolutely nothing, and to me, they've already mailed it in on the day the pitchers catches report. So we have that to look forward to for the next, foreseeable future, which makes me sick again. My question is, where they did not upgrade any of the pitching whatsoever, and that was obviously the biggest need, right? So are they unable to trade prospects because the rest of Major League Baseball simply sees that they're not as good as the Red Sox have sold? Or have the Red Sox tried to have they not even bothered to get rid of the prospects that they consider so touted so highly, even though we continuously see all of these guys dropping like an effing stone in the rankings when they put them out. Mayer in specific, who I've said from day one, and Milliken yells at me every time. So that's what I'm wondering. Are they able to trade the guys, or are they not even willing to trade the guys? One way or the other, this team is effed beyond belief. So I'm not sure what direction they're going to go besides stay pat and suck for the next 5 years.
The best GMs know which prospects to trade and dump. The best ones know how to do it. They know how to even pump them up and then dump them. They know how to do all of that. Pretty early in Breslow's tenure to sort of get on him for this.
Yep.
But I do have questions about how good some of the prospects are in the system. Not that I'm sitting there watching them and scouting them, but just based on the rankings.
They're not willing to move them, and none of the prospects have fallen except Marcelo Meyer, who was still 14 and 15 on MLB Pipeline and Baseball America. Kyle Teal has soared up the rankings this year. Looks like one of the biggest steals of last year's draft. Roman Anthony had the second biggest rise in all of minor league baseball outside of Jackson Holliday, who looks like maybe the greatest prospect we've seen since Bryce Harper, who's about to break through with the Orioles, Matt Holliday's son. So I'm not sure where people are saying, if you want to talk farm system rankings, yeah, they were about 5th in terms of Baseball America at the end of last year. They came in at 13th, same for Kylie McDaniel. The overall strength of the farm, I think people are continuously looking at it and realizing the pitching still isn't coming along here. That's a big problem. And then you had Miguel Blaise, who missed a majority of last year. That's big. And Marcelo Meyer, who wasn't healthy for a majority of last year.
But the marching order for Breslow isn't to trade out the farm system to get veteran talent in here.
I think that's what
it's
Tom's
to sit
asking.
and wait for 2 or 3 years until these guys develop into potential major leaguers.
That's
and
where
be
it
willing,
comes in, and they're not willing to deal those
and be
guys.
willing to let guys fall apart as prospects and not pan out and get nothing for them.
Right.
That's part of the problem when you don't want to compete and you don't want to pay for a real roster.
They're walking that line where if spending is limited, then they're going to bank on prospects like these small and mid-market teams have to.
So they hang on to all of them.
That's it. And the whole point of being the Red Sox is you can, leverage these things and use your money to skip some of those steps and accelerate a process. But where they're at, they immediately, can't trade any of those big three in their eyes. Well, you're not getting any young, cost-controlled starter. The conversation ends there. That's the price. And if you're not willing to pay the price in this game, you're not going to go anywhere.
More of your calls are coming up next on Zolak and Bertrand.
Scott Zolak, Mark Bertrand, Zolak and Bertrand, 98.5 The Sports Zone.
I have a response to the earlier email by Greg about Zoe's performance yesterday. Neil Collins, frequent emailer, says, Greg's email was great. He said a lot of nice things about Zoe, and deservedly so. He also said he wanted to hear the hosts and producers ragging on each other more often. And I would like to nominate Milliken as a subject for your ridicule because of his curse on Boston sports.
I agree.
It is really scary how downhill things have gone since
I
came there.
I didn't realize this. I had no idea.
You might be the new Death Cat.
It feels that way.
Has this been mentioned by anyone?
We talk about it with the Red Sox because when I joined Name Redacted, we've been awful for back-to-back seasons, and they had almost all winning seasons before then.
He says, while I recognize that a direct correlation cannot be definitively established, it is undeniable that the city of champions has crumbled into ruins ever since Milliken became associated with the Sports Hub.
I agree.
And he comes up with a list of things that have happened since Milliken joined the show. Mookie Betts traded to the Dodgers. Tom Brady signed with the Buccaneers. Xander Bogaerts departs after being lowballed. The Celtics fire Danny Ainge. The Celtics fire Ime Udoka. The Bruins fired Bruce Cassidy. The Patriots fired Bill Belichick. And the Red Sox have allowed Alex Cora to be a lame duck manager.
Soon to be fired.
He said some legendary names gone.
Oh, my God.
Here's how the teams have fared.
Oh, my God.
During the miserable years of Milliken. Red Sox, starting in 2020. Last place, 21. Lost in the AL, was it CS?
Correct.
Yeah, wow. Wow, that seems like an eternity ago.
Stupid yellow
Lost
jerseys.
in the ALCS
That's right.
to the Astros.
They started yellow jerseys when you came aboard.
And then two consecutive last place finishes. The Patriots, losing record, demolished by the Bills in the wild card game. Losing record, 4-13, Bill fired. The Bruins have lost in the second round twice to Tampa and the Islanders, and they've lost in the first round to the Hurricanes and then the Panthers in an epic collapse.
Historic collapse.
Historic season.
Historic season. Bergeron retires. You killed Bergeron.
the Celtics have fared the best in these Milliken years, but they also have underachieved.
He also killed Brad Stevens.
And Hyde.
And Ime Udoka.
Celtics have lost in the conference finals, the first round to the Nets, the finals to the Warriors, and then the conference finals last year against the Heat. And he says, as we move further into 2024, it's already assumed that the Red Sox and Patriots are on course for another losing season.
Oh, my God.
And it is championship or bust for the Celtics and Bruins. My money is on bust. What can be done to Milliken, or what can he be asked to do by you in order to lift the curse? The curse of Milliken.
I think it all burnt out with the 2021 Red Sox going on that run. Whatever luck I had or things that were going right for me, it was completely gone after that. It's been all downhill since.
Yikes.
What has actually personally gone right for you?
Not much.
Other than Martha.
I'm still standing.
Yeah, like you got that going.
She is his rock.
Wow. Through all
She's
this,
holding me up.
Through this utter unmitigated disaster, she has stood by him.
Yeah.
He's a hurricane, man.
Sure is. Black cloud.
Tough look for her.
Yeah. Blocking out the sun. Tyler Milliken.
When he hurt his ankle. That was this year, too, didn't he? Like running up the stairs?
It's, every 3 months,
Going
4
to the
months.
bathroom. He was going to the bathroom and hurt his ankle.
With my new healthy lifestyle, though, the ankle is doing better.
Have you picked up running again?
No, not yet. I need to build
Maybe
up to
when
that.
the weather gets a little nicer? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm an outdoor running guy. I don't like the treadmill. I have a hard time breathing indoors.
You run like people skate. Meaning
smooth.
He plants right, then he plants left, and it's out to the side. We're going to get you on a straight line. I'm going to get you with a running coach this year. Just
Bob Sosi. Bring in Bob Sosi. He's a competitive runner.
He is. He's a competitive runner.
He knows how to
marathoner. Yep.
He is someone that has tweaked and refined his stride, even at his age and with all of his experience running.
I was begging Tom to do jiu-jitsu together. After Joe Mazzulla was doing it, I thought it'd be something we'd have fun with because, more weight, you can kind of get someone on the
bonding
ground.
exercise
That's
for you
it.
guys?
We already did this with the Ted Johnson thing. Ted Johnson would have killed you.
Wait till I take some classes. We'll see who comes out on top.
All right. Angelo and Everett. Hi, Angelo.
It boggles my mind that I'm listening to you guys today. How many games has the Red Sox played?
0.
None.
What gives you guys the right to bash them? Huh? Oh, all right, now is that Zoe?
Yeah. Hi.
Zoe.
Yeah.
Watch the games first. Get a sample size before you guys and other callers, Red Sox suck, Valentine's Day fire sale. Are you kidding me?
I think it's going to go.
They're a last place team that hasn't improved at all.
They've gotten
And
worse.
they lied to your face and then laughed about it.
You're a liar.
Hold on. Chaim Bloom, goodbye. See you later. The guy had his head up his ass. Now we got Craig Breslow in there. Let's see what he can do. Let's
Did you hear what he said this week?
You guys bash them.
I did. I watched his entire offseason, Angelo. He did dog crap.
What about the game? Have you seen any games?
No, if that's your best argument to defend them, it's a crap argument.
The whole division
Your
got
argument
better.
stinks.
Okay.
Call me back May 1st, Angelo. We'll be here.
What have you seen since Craig Breslow took over that would indicate that they're going to be any better than they were the last time we saw them on the field?
You can grade out their offseason. It was horrible. What is he talking about? Yeah, no, they haven't played a game yet. You're right. If that's what you're clinging to, great. Well, we'll watch some games, and my guess is you'll be calling us back if you choose to do so.
Haven't added anybody good.
Don't
and
a
they're
sports
still
talk show.
gonna suck.
Not too confident in that team. Not too confident in the Patriots right now. Pretty confident in the other two sports.
Bad team
Football,
gets worse. Do not expect better results.
Basketball and hockey. Pretty confident they're going to be okay.
My God.
Just follow the bouncing ball.
Nick in Providence. Hi, Nick.
He's going to love my call. Let me just say that. So, this team has failed and continues to fail absolutely miserably. Kenley Jansen, longtime professional, doesn't want to play on this team because they don't do anything. They have no life. Jordan Montgomery, which, by the way, I don't know what he has to prove. He was on a World Series winning team last year. I don't know what he has to prove, just putting that out there. But obviously he doesn't want to come out here because everyone's trying to give him a discount from this organization. He's not going to come here. Like, what is going on with this team that people have to point to and say, that's something to believe in. That's why I want to be on that team. That's why I want to watch. Like, in 2013, they had a chance because they had guys like Ortiz, Pedroia, Lester, Napoli, like guys that you could like attach yourself to and see a winner in. There is nobody on this team that does that. Nobody. So I don't need to watch a game to know that this team is going to suck miserably. This team is gross.
Yeah, I get what you're saying about Montgomery, by the way. He should have a market. He should have a much better market than what's materialized for him.
He shot too high. He wanted Aaron Nola's 7 years, 172, and then he put himself in a spot. Now you're going to wait it out. Look at what's going on with the Orioles right now. Kyle Bradish, he's not going to be ready to start the year. UCL sprain. You go, John Means isn't going to be ready for opening day. With new ownership coming in, do they meet his market or at least come close? Maybe. But that's Boris. He wants to see who's going to get hurt the first 2 weeks. Multiple guys blow their elbows out. Can you hop in there?
Jake's in Lawrence. Hey, Jake. All right, we'll put you on hold, see if we can get you back on. We'll get to headlines right now. 90 seconds, no commercial.